I'm sitting in the cafeteria, picking at my lunch. Marcus slides into the seat across from me, grinning like he just won the lottery. He's been my best friend since we started working at Apex Innovations 3 years ago. "James, you worry too much," he says, biting into his sandwich. "This place is fine. The pay's good, the benefits are great. What more do you want?" I glance around the bright, modern space. Everything looks perfect, too perfect. The gleaming floors, the smiling faces, the motivational posters on every wall. But something feels wrong. It's been gnawing at me for weeks. "Don't you think it's weird how people just disappear?" I ask quietly. Marcus rolls his eyes. "They don't disappear. They get transferred or quit. That's how jobs work." But I've been keeping track. Sarah from accounting vanished 2 months ago. Then Kevin from IT. Last week, it was Diana from marketing. HR always gives the same explanation: pursuing other opportunities. Nobody ever says goodbye. Nobody posts about new jobs on social media. Marcus notices my frown. "You're being paranoid, man. Seriously." Maybe he's right. Maybe I am paranoid. But my gut tells me something else. Something darker is happening here, and I need to figure out what before it's too late. Growing up, I was always the quiet one. My older brother, Tyler, was the star athlete, the popular kid everyone loved. I was the bookworm who spent weekends reading mystery novels and watching detective shows. Mom used to joke that I'd become a detective someday. "James sees things others miss," she'd say, ruffling my hair. Dad taught me to trust my instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is, he'd tell me during our fishing trips. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. Those words stuck with me through college, through my first job, and now here at Apex. While Tyler became a successful lawyer with a fancy downtown office, I ended up as a data analyst at a tech company. Nothing glamorous, but it paid the bills. I never minded being in Tyler's shadow. He thrived on attention. I preferred working behind the scenes. We were different that way, but we were close. When I first got hired at Apex, Tyler congratulated me over beer. "Finally, little bro's moving up in the world," he teased. If only he knew what I was starting to suspect. That this opportunity might be something far more sinister. That the company paying my salary might be hiding something terrible. Tonight, I'm alone in my apartment, staring at my laptop screen. I've created a spreadsheet tracking every employee who's disappeared from Apex over the past year. 17 names. 17 people who supposedly left for better opportunities, yet left no trace online. No LinkedIn updates, no forwarding emails, nothing. I click through their social media profiles. Sarah's last post was from 3 months ago, a photo of her cat. Kevin's account went silent right before his transfer. Diana's page shows she was excited about a vacation that never happened. My phone buzzes. It's Marcus. "Stop obsessing. Come grab drinks." I ignore it. Instead, I dig deeper, searching public records, news articles, anything that might connect these disappearances. Hours pass. My eyes burn from staring at the screen. Then I find something. A lawsuit filed 5 years ago against Apex Innovations. The case was dismissed, but the complaint mentioned unethical research practices and involuntary participation. The plaintiff's name was Michael Chen. He worked in the same department as Sarah. I search for Michael Chen. His social media accounts are all inactive, stopped abruptly 6 years ago. Right after he filed that lawsuit. My heart pounds. This isn't paranoia. This is real. Something is very wrong at Apex, and I might be next. Monday morning feels different. I walk through Apex's glass doors with fresh eyes, noticing things I'd overlooked before. Security cameras everywhere. Badge scanners that track our every movement. Locked doors in the research wing that require special clearance. I keep my head down, acting normal. In meetings, I nod and smile. At lunch, I joke with Marcus about the weekend football game. Nobody can know I'm investigating. But I'm watching. Always watching. I notice Dr. Patricia Wallace, the head of R&D, whispering to security outside the restricted wing. I see how certain employees, always the ones who ask too many questions, get called to HR for performance reviews. I observe the pattern. After work, I follow Dr. Wallace's car from a distance. She drives to a building on the outskirts of town, and marked except for a small Apex logo near the door. It's not listed on any company directory. I park down the street, snapping photos with my phone. 3 people enter the building after Wallace. I don't recognize them from the main office. What are they doing in there? My phone rings. It's Tyler. Hey, James. Mom's worried about you. She says you sound stressed. I force a laugh. I'm fine. Just busy with work. You sure? You know you can talk to me, right? I know. Thanks, Tyler. But I can't tell him. Not yet. Not until I have proof. I request access to the archived employee files, claiming I need data for a project. The HR clerk, a young woman named Jenny, hesitates. These files are pretty old, she says. What exactly do you need? I give her a friendly smile. Just running some retention analysis. Boring stuff. She shrugs and grants temporary access. I spend my lunch break in the records room, pulling files for the 17 disappeared employees. Each file is thin, too thin. Standard hiring paperwork, a few performance reviews, then a single exit form. No forwarding addresses. No references. Just a checkbox marked voluntary resignation and a signature. But something's off about the signatures. They look similar, almost traced. I hold Sarah's exit form up to the light, then Kevin's. The pen pressure is identical. These signatures are forged. My hands shake as I photograph every page with my phone. This is evidence. Real evidence that people didn't just leave, they were removed somehow. Jenny pokes her head in. Find what you need? Yeah, thanks, I smile, sliding the files back. As I leave, I notice Dr. Wallace watching me from her office window. Our eyes meet for a brief moment. She doesn't smile. Neither do I. That night, I can't sleep. I keep thinking about those signatures, about the secret building, about the lawsuit, about what might happen if they realize I know. The next morning, I'm called to HR. My stomach drops. James, have a seat, says Mr. Robertson, the HR director. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. We need to discuss your recent activities. I keep my face neutral. My activities? You've been accessing employee records. Asking unusual questions. We're concerned about your focus. I was just doing research for a project, I say calmly. Data analysis. It's literally my job. Mr. Robertson leans back. We value curiosity here at Apex. But there's a line between curiosity and distraction. We wouldn't want you to lose sight of your actual responsibilities. It's a threat, thinly veiled. Of course, I reply. I understand completely. He nods. Good. We've arranged for you to meet with Dr. Wallace tomorrow. She has a special project that might benefit from your skills. Consider it an opportunity. An opportunity. The same word they used for the 17 people who disappeared. I leave HR with my heart hammering. They're onto me. They know I've been digging. And now they are trying to pull me into whatever trap they set for the others. I have 2 choices, run or dig deeper. Dad's voice echoes in my head, trust your instincts. My instincts scream danger. It's time to run. I don't go home after work. Instead, I drive straight to Tyler's office downtown. He's surprised to see me burst through his door. James? What's wrong? You look terrible. I close the door and lower my voice. I need your help. Something's happening at my company. People are disappearing. Tyler's expression shifts from concern to skepticism. Disappearing? What do you mean? I show him everything, the spreadsheet, the photos of forged signatures, the lawsuit documents, pictures of the secret building. He listens, but I can see doubt creeping into his face. James, have you considered that maybe there's a logical explanation? 17 people, Tyler. 17. People change jobs. They move on. It happens. I feel frustration rising. Their signatures were forged. I saw it with my own eyes. Tyler sighs. Look, I know you're stressed. Maybe you should take some vacation time, clear your head. I'm not crazy, my voice comes out louder than intended. I didn't say you were. But you're making serious accusations without solid proof. If you're really worried, go to the police. I shake my head. They won't believe me. I need more evidence first. Tyler stands, putting a hand on my shoulder. Then get the evidence. But be smart about it. Don't throw away your career over a hunch. I leave his office feeling more alone than ever. Even my own brother thinks I'm paranoid. That night, I pack a bag, laptop, external hard drive, cash, spare phone, changes of clothes. I don't know where I'm going yet, but I know I can't stay. Before I leave my apartment, I email copies of everything to 3 different email addresses I create. If something happens to me, at least there'll be a trail. I'm about to head out when someone knocks on my door. I freeze, peeking through the peephole. It's Marcus. James, open up. I know you're in there. I consider ignoring him, but he'll just keep knocking. I crack the door open. Hey, what's up? Marcus pushes past me inside. What's up? Dude, you've been acting crazy for weeks. Now I hear you had some weird meeting with HR? Talk to me. I close the door. Marcus, I can't explain everything right now, but I need to leave town for a while. Leave town? Are you serious? He spots my packed bag. James, what is going on? I think Apex is doing something illegal. Something dangerous. And I think I'm next on their list. Marcus stares at me like I've grown a second head. Listen to yourself. You sound paranoid. This isn't healthy. I know how it sounds. Then stop. Just stop. His voice is almost pleading. You've got a good job, a good life. Don't ruin it because of some conspiracy theory. I want to argue, but I know it's pointless. Marcus has made up his mind. Everyone has. I have to go, I say quietly. He shakes his head, disappointed. Fine. But you're making a huge mistake. I drive north with no destination in mind, just away from the city. My phone buzzes constantly. Marcus, my mom, even Tyler. I ignore them all. Around midnight, I check into a small motel 3 hours away. The clerk barely looks up as I pay cash and take the key. In the dingy room, I finally let myself breathe. I made it out. I'm safe, at least for now. But what do I do next? I can't hide forever. I need real, undeniable proof of what Apex is doing. The kind of proof that can't be dismissed or explained away. I open my laptop and review everything I've collected. The forged signatures are suspicious but not conclusive. The secret building is odd but not illegal. The disappeared employees could genuinely have moved on with their lives. I need more. I need to know what's inside that restricted research wing. I need to understand what happened to those 17 people. My phone buzzes again. This time, it's an unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answer. Hello James, the voice is female, unfamiliar. Don't hang up. My name is Rachel Torres. I used to work at Apex. My heart races. How did you get this number? I've been tracking former employees like myself. People who got out before it was too late. I know what you're running from. And I can help you prove it. Rachel agrees to meet me at a diner the next morning. I arrive early, scanning every face, every car. When she walks in, I recognize her from my research. She worked at Apex 4 years ago, in the same department as Michael Chen. She's nervous, constantly checking over her shoulder. We order coffee and find a corner booth. I've been waiting for someone like you, she says quietly. Someone who noticed the pattern. What is Apex doing, I ask. Rachel takes a deep breath. They're running unauthorized human trials. Testing neural implants that are supposed to enhance cognitive function. But they're not asking for volunteers, they're using employees. The words hit me like a punch. Neural implants? The technology works, kind of. It can boost memory, processing speed. But there are side effects. Severe ones. Some people lose their ability to form new memories. Others experience personality changes. A few, she trails off, tears in her eyes. A few don't survive the procedure. How do you know this? Because they tried to make me a test subject. Dr. Wallace herself approached me, said I'd been selected for a special wellness program. When I asked questions, they got aggressive. I ran before they could do anything. What about Michael Chen? He filed a lawsuit. Rachel nods grimly. Michael was one of the first test subjects. He survived, but barely. The implant damaged his hippocampus. Last I heard, he's in a care facility upstate. Can't remember his own name. I feel sick. And the others? The 17 people who disappeared? Some might be in facilities like Michael. Others, she doesn't finish. Rachel gives me everything she has, documents she smuggled out, medical records, photos of the implant prototypes. It's more than I hoped for, but still not enough to bring down a company like Apex. We need someone on the inside, Rachel says. Someone who can access the restricted wing and document what's happening in real time. I can't go back there. They were already suspicious of me. Then we need to find another way, she thinks for a moment. What about your friend Marcus? The one you mentioned? I shake my head. He doesn't believe me. He thinks I'm paranoid. Maybe we can convince him. If he sees this evidence. No. I won't put him in danger. Rachel sighs. Then we're stuck. Without inside access, all we have is my testimony and some old documents. Any lawyer Apex hires will tear that apart. She's right, but I can't risk Marcus. I can't risk anyone else. We spend the rest of the day strategizing. Rachel knows a journalist who's investigated corporate corruption before. Maybe she'd be interested in the story. It's a long shot, but it's something. As we part ways, Rachel grabs my arm. Be careful, James. They have resources you can't imagine. If they find you. I know, I say. I'll be careful. But as I drive back to my motel, I wonder if careful is enough. The journalist's name is Linda Reeves, and she's skeptical from the start. You're asking me to investigate a multi-billion-dollar tech company based on what she asks over the phone. Some missing employee files and a witness who fled 4 years ago? There are 17 people who've disappeared, I argue. 17. Who probably just got new jobs and didn't update LinkedIn. I need hard evidence, video, audio recordings, internal memos. Something that directly proves illegal activity. I know she's right. Everything we have is circumstantial. What if I could get inside footage? Then I'd be very interested. But I'm not going to run a story that ruins people's lives based on speculation. After she hangs up, I sit in my motel room feeling defeated. Every path forward seems blocked. I can't get inside access without going back to Apex. I can't go back without being caught. My phone rings. It's Tyler. James, where are you? Mom's freaking out. I'm safe. That's all that matters. Safe from what? You're acting insane. Marcus told me you think your company is doing human experiments or something equally ridiculous. The word ridiculous stings. Tyler, I'm not crazy. I have evidence. Then show it to the police. That's what normal people do. They don't run away and hide in motels like fugitives. The police won't believe me without more proof. Tyler exhales sharply. Then maybe you don't have enough proof because there's nothing to prove. Maybe you're just stressed and seeing patterns that aren't there. Days blend together in the motel. I barely sleep, constantly reviewing Rachel's documents, trying to find the smoking gun that will convince someone, anyone, that I'm not crazy. Marcus calls every few days, trying to talk sense into me. Just come back, man. We'll figure this out together. But I can't. Not yet. Rachel checks in regularly, sharing updates from her network of former Apex employees. Most are too scared to come forward. They've signed NDAs, accepted settlement money in exchange for silence. We're running out of options, Rachel admits during one call. Unless someone gets inside that restricted wing, we're stuck. That night, I make a decision. I'm going back to Apex. Not as an employee, but as an infiltrator. I spend 2 days planning. I'll use my old security badge, they probably haven't deactivated it yet. I'll go during the weekend shift when security is lighter. I'll document everything with a hidden camera Rachel helps me acquire. It's dangerous. If they catch me, there's no telling what they'll do. But it's the only way. Tyler calls one more time before I leave. James, please. Just come home. Whatever you think is happening, it's not worth throwing your life away. I'm not throwing it away, I say quietly. I'm trying to save it. And maybe save others too. You're not a hero. You're just a guy who's made a mistake. Please, let this go. I can't. You taught me that, remember? You always said to stand up for what's right. Tyler's silent for a long moment. I didn't mean like this. Saturday night, 2 AM. Apex's parking lot is nearly empty except for security vehicles and a few cars belonging to weekend staff. I park a block away and approach on foot, hidden camera clipped to my jacket. My old badge still works. The door beeps green, and I slip inside. The building is eerily quiet. Fluorescent lights hum overhead. I move quickly toward the restricted wing, my heart pounding so hard I'm sure the security cameras can hear it. The restricted wing door requires additional clearance. I pull out the universal override key Rachel gave me, stolen from a former security guard. I hold my breath as I swipe it. Green light. The door clicks open. Inside, the hallway is stark white, clinical. Doors line both sides, each labeled with numbers instead of names. I peek through the small window of door 3. It's a medical room. A chair sits in the center, surrounded by monitoring equipment and computers. On the wall, I see diagrams of the human brain with certain regions highlighted. I photograph everything, moving from room to room. Each one contains similar setups. In room 7, I find a locked filing cabinet. Using a small pry bar, I force it open. Inside are patient files, dozens of them. I recognize names from my spreadsheet. Sarah Chen. Kevin Morrison. Diana Foster. All of them marked subject, followed by a number. My hands shake as I photograph each page. Status updates, procedure notes, side effects recorded in cold, clinical language. Subject 24, Sarah Chen, moderate cognitive enhancement observed. Subject experiencing memory lapses and mild paranoia. I'm nearly finished when I hear footsteps. Someone's coming. I shove the files back and look for an exit. There's a door at the far end labeled lab access. I rush toward it, badge ready. Hey. Stop, a security guard rounds the corner. I swipe my badge frantically. Red light. Denied. The guard is running now. I spot a fire exit and bolt for it. The alarm screams as I crash through, but I don't care. I sprint into the night, not looking back. Behind me, I hear shouting. More guards pouring out. I reach my car, fumble with the keys, and peel out just as flashlights converge on my location. I drive for 20 minutes before pulling over, gasping for breath. I check the camera. The footage is there, every room, every file, every damning piece of evidence. I did it. I actually did it. But now they know someone was inside. They'll review the badge logs, see my name. They'll come for me. I need to move fast. I call Rachel. I got it. I have everything. Get to Linda Reeves. Now. Don't wait. I'm already driving. Linda Reeves lives in an apartment downtown, and she's not happy about being woken up at 4 AM. But when she sees the footage on my camera, her expression changes. She watches the screen intently, pausing on the patient files. This is incredible. If this is real. It's real. I was just inside Apex's restricted wing. These are their actual records. Linda's journalist instincts kick in. I need to verify everything. Cross-reference these names, confirm the procedures, contact medical experts. This story needs to be airtight before we publish. How long will that take? A few days, maybe a week. This is a massive story, James. If we do it right, Apex goes down. If we rush it and get details wrong, they bury us in lawsuits and we accomplish nothing. I understand, but a week feels like forever when you're running from a company with unlimited resources. Rachel arrives an hour later, and together we go through everything with Linda. She asks 1,000 questions, taking notes, planning her investigation. I'll need to interview Rachel on camera, Linda says. And ideally, we'd have testimony from some of the victims. Michael Chen is in a care facility upstate, Rachel offers. His family might talk. As the sun rises, Linda sends us away. Stay hidden. I'll contact you when I'm ready to publish. Until then, don't talk to anyone. Especially not the police, we don't know who Apex might have in their pocket. I nod, exhausted but hopeful. Finally, someone believes me. I find a new motel further from the city. Rachel gets a room next door. We keep the TV on, watching for any news about a break-in at Apex Innovations. Nothing. Either they're keeping it quiet, or they're planning something worse. Marcus calls. I answer, but I don't tell him where I am. James, security came to your apartment. They're looking for you. What did you do? I got proof, I say simply. Proof that I'm not paranoid. Proof that people are being hurt. Proof of what? James, they're talking about pressing charges for breaking and entering. You need a lawyer. You need to turn yourself in. I will. Soon. But first, the truth needs to come out. Marcus sounds desperate. This isn't a movie. You're not some whistleblower hero. You're just my friend who's making terrible decisions. Please, let me help you. You can help by trusting me. Just a little while longer. I hang up before he can argue more. Tyler doesn't call. That hurts more than anything. He's given up on me. Rachel knocks on my door that evening. Linda just texted. She's made contact with 3 of the victim families. They're willing to talk on camera. That's great. She thinks she can publish in 3 days. Once the story breaks, Apex won't be able to silence anyone. 3 days. I just need to stay hidden for 3 more days. Day 2 passes slowly. I barely leave my room except to buy food from vending machines. Every car that pulls into the motel parking lot makes my heart race. Rachel is anxious too. What if they find us before the story publishes? What if they stop Linda somehow? We sent backup copies to other journalists, I remind her. Even if they stop Linda, the evidence is out there. But doubt creeps in during the quiet moments. What if Apex has already gotten to Linda? What if they've threatened her family or offered her money to kill the story? That night, my phone buzzes with a message from an unknown number. James, this is Dr. Wallace. We need to talk. What you saw in the restricted wing is not what you think. There's context you're missing. Meet me tomorrow, and I'll explain everything. Come alone, and I promise you'll understand. I show the message to Rachel. It's a trap, she says immediately. Obviously. But what if she's telling the truth? What if there is more to the story? Rachel grabs my shoulders. James, listen to me. I know these people. They're not going to suddenly confess and apologize. They want to silence you before that story publishes. Don't fall for it. She's right. I know she's right. But a small part of me wonders. What if I've misunderstood? What if there's a legitimate explanation? I delete the message and try to sleep. Tomorrow is day 3. Tomorrow, the truth comes out. Linda calls early on day 3. Story's ready. It publishes tonight at 8 p.m. I've coordinated with several other outlets to release simultaneously. That way, Apex can't suppress it. Relief floods through me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Don't thank me yet. Once this goes live, your life changes. You'll be in the spotlight, for better or worse. Are you ready for that? I think about my preference for staying in the background, for being invisible. None of that matters now. I'm ready. The day drags. Rachel and I watch TV mindlessly, checking our phones every few minutes. At 7 p.m., Linda sends a preview link. The article is comprehensive, devastating. She has included interviews with victims' families, medical expert analysis, and my hidden camera footage. The headline reads, Apex Innovations accused of illegal human experimentation. They stole my sister's mind, says family of test subject. At 7:45 p.m., I get a call from Tyler. James, I just got a preview of a news story. Is this what you've been investigating? Yes. Tyler is quiet for a long moment. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't believe you. This is. God, James, you were right. About everything. Hearing him say it breaks something inside me. It's okay. You're not the only one who doubted. When are you coming home? Soon. The story publishes in 15 minutes. After that, I'll be safe to come back. I'll be waiting. And James? I'm proud of you. Really proud. At exactly 8 p.m., the story goes live. Within minutes, it's everywhere, trending on social media, picked up by major news networks, shared thousands of times. My phone explodes with notifications. Messages from former colleagues, from classmates I haven't spoken to in years, from strangers thanking me for exposing the truth. Marcus calls. I saw the news. I don't know what to say. You were right. I should have listened. It's okay, I tell him. I know how it sounded. No, it's not okay. You're my best friend, and I dismissed you like you were crazy. I'm sorry. Watching the story spread is surreal. News anchors discuss Apex's stock plummeting. Lawyers announce class action lawsuits. Politicians call for investigations. Dr. Wallace appears on a news program, denying everything. These allegations are baseless. We've never conducted unauthorized experiments. But the evidence is too strong. The hidden camera footage doesn't lie. The patient files are real. The victims' families can't be silenced. By midnight, Apex's CEO has resigned. The FBI announces a formal investigation. Several executives are taken into custody. Rachel hugs me, tears streaming down her face. We did it. We actually did it. I feel exhausted but victorious. The 17 names on my spreadsheet will finally get justice. The next day, I return to the city. Tyler meets me at my apartment, pulling me into a tight hug. You scared the hell out of us, he says. But you did the right thing. The brave thing. Mom and Dad arrive an hour later. Mom won't stop crying and hugging me. Dad just keeps shaking his head in amazement. I taught you to trust your instincts, he says. Never thought they'd lead you to something this big. Marcus comes by that evening with pizza. We sit on my couch, watching news coverage. They're calling you a hero, Marcus says. The guy who brought down a corrupt corporation. I don't feel like a hero. I feel like someone who almost didn't speak up. Someone who almost let fear win. I wouldn't have made it without help, I say. Rachel, Linda, even you, checking on me even when you thought I was losing it. Marcus grins. Well, you were acting pretty crazy. But hey, sometimes crazy is right. The news shows footage of Michael Chen's family. His sister is interviewed, expressing hope that he might get proper treatment now that the truth is out. I think about all the victims, the ones who survived and the ones who didn't. This victory is for them. Over the following weeks, more details emerge. Apex had been running illegal trials for 6 years, far longer than anyone suspected. Over 40 people had been used as test subjects, not just the 17 I'd tracked. Some victims are found in private care facilities, unable to speak or remember their lives. Others had been paid to disappear, given settlements with strict NDAs. A few had died, their deaths labeled as natural causes or accidents. The FBI investigation uncovers financial records showing Apex had connections to several government officials who helped cover up complaints. Indictments pile up. I'm called to testify before a grand jury. Walking into that courthouse, surrounded by cameras and reporters, feels overwhelming. But I tell my story clearly, laying out everything I discovered. Rachel testifies too, describing her narrow escape. Michael Chen's family provides victim impact statements. The evidence is overwhelming. Linda wins a major journalism award for breaking the story. In her acceptance speech, she thanks me and Rachel for our courage. Real heroes aren't the ones with powers or badges, she says. They're ordinary people who see injustice and refuse to look away, even when everyone tells them they're wrong. I watch from home, feeling both proud and humble. I was just a data analyst who noticed a pattern. Nothing more, nothing less. 6 months later, I'm back at work, not at Apex, which has been dissolved, but at a new tech company with actual ethics oversight. Marcus works there too. We grab lunch together most days. Remember when I called you paranoid? He jokes. That aged poorly. I laugh. You weren't wrong to be skeptical. I barely believed it myself sometimes. Tyler stops by my apartment that weekend. He brings news that several Apex executives have been sentenced to prison. Dr. Wallace received 15 years. Justice, Tyler says, raising his beer. Not perfect, but real. We toast to that. Justice isn't always perfect, but it's something. I think about the people who didn't make it, the victims who suffered because I didn't speak up sooner. That guilt will probably never fully fade. But I also think about the people who were saved. The trials that were stopped. The future victims who won't exist because we expose the truth. My phone buzzes. It's a message from Rachel. Coffee tomorrow? I have something to show you. I smile and type back, sure. Looking forward to it. Tyler notices. You and Rachel getting close? Just friends. Friends who survived something terrible together. He nods, understanding. Those are the best kind of friends. I meet Rachel at a small cafe. She's brought a folder full of letters, messages from victims' families, from former Apex employees, from people thanking us for bringing the truth to light. Read this one, she says, handing me a letter. It's from Sarah Chen's mother. My daughter may never fully recover, but knowing what happened to her, knowing it wasn't her fault, has given our family closure. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for seeing what others missed. I have to wipe my eyes. Rachel puts a hand on my shoulder. We made a difference, James. A real one. We spend an hour reading through the letters, each one a reminder of why the struggle was worth it. Then Rachel slides another document across the table. What's this? An advocacy group I'm starting. For victims of corporate exploitation. I want you to be part of it. I scan the mission statement, the goals, the planned initiatives. It's ambitious and important. I'm in, I say without hesitation. Rachel grins. I was hoping you'd say that. As we leave the cafe, I notice people on the street going about their normal lives, unaware of the darkness that had been operating in their city, unaware of how close they'd come to becoming victims themselves. But now, because a few people refuse to stay silent, they're safer. The system has been exposed, forced to change. It's not a perfect ending. But it's a real one. 1 year after the story broke, I'm invited to speak at a corporate ethics conference. Standing at the podium, looking out at hundreds of business leaders and ethics officers, I feel that old nervousness creep in. But then I remember why I'm here. I'm not here to be comfortable. I'm here to tell the truth. A year ago, everyone thought I was paranoid. I begin. My best friend, my brother, even myself sometimes. When you see something wrong, when your instincts scream danger, it's easier to doubt yourself than to stand alone. I click to the next slide, photos of the 17 names from my original spreadsheet. These people trusted their employer. They believed the system would protect them. They were wrong. And if I had listened to the voices telling me I was crazy, dozens more would have suffered the same fate. The room is silent, attentive. I'm not a hero. I'm just someone who decided that being called paranoid was better than living with the guilt of staying silent. That's all it takes, one person who refuses to look away. After the speech, people line up to shake my hand. Some share their own stories of workplace concerns they've been afraid to report. I listen to each one, offering encouragement. Because now I know the truth. Sometimes being paranoid means you're the only one paying attention. And sometimes, that's exactly what the world needs.